The thing that I liked most about Michael Jordan as a player was the fact that I didn't have to try to guard him. If you had a poor defensive scheme, he was going to fill the hoop up until you either figured it out or the game was over and you lost the game. Some of his acrobatic drives to the hoop are just remarkable. You know, he could get past the defense and use a little bit of English off of the glass. The ball drops in so nice. It takes some really advanced skills to do that consistently. The 1988 All-Star Game was a showcase for Michael. Michael had figured out all the things he needed to know to be a dominant player. Everything. One-on-one, couldn't guard him. What Michael Jordan showed the whole sports world was the fact that you put the right people with him, he's going to lead them to world championships, without question. He was a prime example of excellence and a leader that would lead you all the way to the top, all the way to the top. That was basketball at its finest.
And on a chilly February night, the city of Chicago hot with anticipation for tonight's marquee game. Now let's go over to tonight's public address announcer, Tommy Edwards.
Welcome, fans, to the All-Star Game. Get up and get loud for your West All-Stars. Back forward, making his 7th All-Star appearance, the standout veteran of the Denver Nuggets, 6'7", Alex English. Making his All-Star debut, the front court star of the Utah Jazz, the mailman, 6'9", Karl Malone. The man in the middle, an All-Star, each of his 4 pro seasons from the Houston Rockets, 7 feet, Akeem Olajuwon. At guard, making his first All-Star appearance, the versatile star of the Denver Nuggets, 6'3", Lafayette Fat Lever. And the NBA leader in assists in his 8th All-Star game from the Los Angeles Lakers, 6'9", Irvin Magic Johnson. The head coach of the West All-Stars is Brad Nelson. Let's hear it for your West All-Stars. And now, the starting lineup for the Eastern Conference. At forward, a 3-time most valuable player, an All-Star each of his 9 seasons from the Boston Celtics, 6'9", Larry Bird. He's one of the NBA's most exciting players. In his 3rd All-Star game from the Atlanta Hawks, 6'8", Dominique Wilkins. The man in the middle, an All-Star for the 10th time. One of the game's most rugged rebounders from the Washington Bullets, 6'10", Moses Malone. At guard, the most valuable player of the 1984 and 1986 All-Star Games. This Chicagoan is making his 7th All-Star appearance from the Detroit Pistons, 6'1", Isaiah Thomas. And finally, the NBA leader in scoring and steals, an All-Star each of his 4 seasons, the charismatic star of the Chicago Bulls, 6'6", Michael Jordan. The head coach of the East All-Stars is Mike Fratello.
Greetings, everyone, from Chicago, the host of the 1988 All-Star Game. Alongside the terrific Clark Kellogg and our reporter David Aldridge on the sidelines, I'm Kevin Harlan. And Clark, this terrific city has produced some greats, and 4 of them playing tonight.
You're exactly right, Kevin. The Windy City, Chicago, has produced Mo Cheeks, Isaiah Thomas, Doc Rivers, and Mark Aguirre, all All-Stars, and I'm sure they've got plenty of family and friends in attendance to enjoy their performance on the court.
Yep, so much to celebrate. And Clark, is there a common thread when you think about a Chicago-type player?
Well, I certainly do believe there's a common thread. When playing outside or outdoors in the Windy City, the perimeter shot can easily get blown off course. So you got to be able to get that thing to the rack and in a straight line fashion. And that's something all Chicago players share in common.
A lot of high flyers, you're right. And your West All-Stars, Fat Lever and Magic Johnson, the guards, Alex English and Karl Malone at the forward spots, and in the middle, Hakeem Olajuwon. For the East, it's Moses Malone inside, and Dominique Wilkins with Larry Bird the forwards. And in the backcourt, Isaiah Thomas and Michael Jordan.
And you look at Larry Bird and Magic Johnson, rivals since college. Early on, no love lost between them, but over time, they've become friends.
And so it's the East with the tip. The vision of Larry Bird is not to be overlooked. And starting last season, Clark, Michael Jordan's scoring went through the roof.
Averaging over 37 points per game, partner, and he's kept close to that pace this season as well. Remarkable.
Amazing and remarkable, right. Wow. And so it's going to be a 3-second violation out there on the defense.
All-Stars ball.
West All-Stars shooting their first free throw of the year.
Magic Johnson at the line for 1.
And so he hits the technical free throw.
Well, pretty much the perfect point guard, if there is such a thing. Magic has incredible passing skills, great size, unbelievable vision, plus leadership qualities that make him CEO-like.
Shot clock at 6. Got a piece of it. And it's the East with the rebound. Clark, you see Larry and Magic together in those Converse ads. They've become really the faces of the NBA.
And Kevin, I think they've inherited the mantle from the great Dr. J. He's done such a great job representing the league all these years, and certainly he's left it in good hands with those two.
Yeah, that's a great comparison. Here's Johnson. After the basket by the East All-Stars on the other end, Olajuwon the pass to Malone. Some nice passing here by the West. Johnson dishes to Malone. Malone with the block. And the Eastern All-Stars favored to win tonight. Finishing with force.
Shook that building all the way up.
Clark, amidst this All-Star celebration, labor negotiations between the players and the NBA continue.
Trying to find their way through this current impasse, Kevin, and looking to avoid any interruptions to this game that we all have a love affair with.
Yeah, I know you and I hope they can find some common ground.
Please make it happen soon.
Jumps up. Michael Jordan showing the explosiveness that won in the dunk contest last night. And Michael Jordan, not only last season's leading scorer by a mile, but Clark Kellogg this season, he is in the running for the Defensive Player of the Year.
He is the true definition of a two-way player. Gets it done at a high level at both ends.
Now here's Jordan. After Magic Johnson's miss, Jordan with it. He's picked up by Lever. Jordan the pass to Bird. Shoots over Malone. And Bird gets it to go on the assist from Michael Jordan.
Larry Bird had it going last night at the Legends game. Trying to fill it up tonight as well.
And Michael Jordan winning the dunk contest yesterday, Clark. Can he add to his trophy case tonight?
Kevin, I think his teammates want to see him win the MVP. I think they're going to give him as many touches as he needs to have a chance to do it.
Ooh, that'll be fun to watch. And that rejection had some mustard on it. Huge, huge play.
Tell you what, early in the game, these kinds of plays can really set the tone.
And the West All-Stars have possession. 9-point game. Lever, the pass to Johnson. 5 to shoot. Shot to stop the run. Rebound by the East All-Stars.
Wide open, and still, surprisingly, he wasn't able to cash in.
Jordan from down in the low post. It goes. Jordan's got 10 points in the game. And if there was a snub part for this year's All-Star game, many felt it was the sharpshooter Dale Ellis of the Sonics.
Well, you take a look at what he's done. He's the only top 10 scorer in the NBA who was not an All-Star.
The Tennessee Volunteers should be here. The West trails by 11. Hey, Clark, the record for points in the All-Star game is 42, set by Wilt Chamberlain back in the 1962 All-Star game.
And, you know, a lot of Wilt's records seem virtually untouchable, but I don't think that one is. With all these great scores, who knows? It might be broken tonight.
Oh, wouldn't that be fun? Bird's shot is good. Bird's got his second basket of the night. And tonight's All-Star MVP will have a $5,000 check presented in their name, Clark, to the Thurgood Marshall Black Education Fund.
A great cause in honor of a terrific American.
Now here's Johnson. Down low. And Bird gets it to go on the assist by Jordan. Jordan's got his third assist on the night. And plenty of subplots to this game. For more, let's send it over to David Alden. DA, take it away.
Thanks very much. Now, this story has never gone away over the years, guys. Isaiah Thomas is, of course, a native Chicagoan, but you'll still hear some boos today from Bulls fans. That's because at that All-Star game a couple of years ago, people questioned whether Isaiah froze out Michael Jordan. Some people still believe it. Guys, back to you.
Yeah, that story has not gone away. Thank you, David. For what it's worth, Clark, Isaiah Thomas denies there was a freeze-out, and Jordan himself says, I never said it. So what do you think?
But the reality is, we probably never will know the full story.
In for Moses Malone, and it's Rivers in for Isaiah Thomas. The West All-Stars also changing it up. Abdul-Jabbar's checked in for Olajuwon. Worthy comes in for English. And it's Drexler in for Magic Johnson. And so it's Lever who brings up the ball for the West.
2 minutes.
Trailing by 17.
2 minutes.
There's got to be some excitement, maybe even, Clark, some butterflies playing in the All-Star game. You want to prove you belong out there.
I agree with that, and there can also be the temptation to try to do a little too much, maybe get flashy, but with these players still getting a feel for each other in the flow, a lot to be said for making the simple play.
Nevertheless, a great honor. And Kareem Abdul-Jabbar with the most All-Star appearances by far in NBA history, Clark, and All-Star in every season of his career except one, and in that year, he was injured.
Yeah, and at 40 years of age, matter of fact, the youngest player tonight was only 4 years old when Kareem made his first All-Star appearance. That player, Brad Daugherty.
No kidding.
That's right.
And here's Malone, following the three-pointer by Michael Jordan. 6 on the shot clock. Lever against Bird. Off the left rim and out. And Kareem looking to set the career record for All-Star scoring. Isn't that something?
It really is. Needs just 10 points to do it, Kevin, and you got to love his chances. I mean, that's a layup for him, pun intended.
Yeah, a good one. Lever finds Drexler. They need this one. And it's Jordan with the rebound. The East leading by 20. Shoots the three. Jordan with another miss. Fat Lever is a remarkable rebounder for a player his size. To the inside. Too long in the paint, and he's hit with a 3-second violation. And this is his first trip to the line tonight.
Clyde Drexler. One shot.
And the technical free throw is good.
For your East, Brad Daugherty.
Pass to Malone. Shoots over Daugherty. And a double-digit lead on the scoreboard as we end the first quarter of play. East All-Stars ahead, up 19. And back in a moment as we'll get underway with quarter number 2. Welcome back, everyone, to the 1988 All-Star Game here in Chicago. As these great fans hope Michael Jordan can bring home the win and the MVP hardware. The West trails by 19.
And the head coach of the East, Mike Fratello, his first time coaching in the All-Star game.
Ewing is out there with Daugherty, and it's Rivers, then it's Jordan, now it's Wilkins, and at the small forward position. That's the 5 out there for the East All-Stars.
Boy, what a ruthless, wicked dribble move that time by Jordan. Threw his defender off and got the space he needed to fire.
Johnson kicks to Malone. Olajuwon outside. Passes it to McDaniel. Knocked away. Stolen by Wilkins. And here we go. Jordan going to the hoop. And the dunk by Jordan.
In the open floor, few are better than Jordan. MJ can literally fly.
How about that? Mike's a terrific friend of yours and mine, and Fratello's Hawks recently moved into first place in the East after the Cavs beat the Celtics. Clark enabling him to become the coach of the East All-Star.
So don't be surprised if the Cavs' Brad Daugherty gets extended minutes in his first All-Star appearance. You scratch my back, I scratch yours.
And here early, Clark, the East has the edge.
You look at that team on the East squad, an embarrassment of riches, Kevin, and, you know, they've got so many weapons. I think it simply comes down to execution for them.
And that one, good.
And we know Jordan is a master from the mid-range. Whether he's squared up or falling away, you feel like it's going to splash.
Johnson kicks to Drexler. The pass to Olajuwon. Shoots over Doherty. East grabs the miss. Jordan's got his 4th rebound in this one. Good, nice job down low. Jordan's got 8 points here in this quarter.
So clever with the floater. Man, does Jordan know how to torture defenses.
Johnson dishes to Olajuwon. Over Doherty. It's rebounded by Jordan. Jordan's got 5 rebounds tonight. Driving the lane. Oh, and the jam by Jordan.
Michael Jordan, MJ. It really doesn't get much better than this.
Clark, this is not how they saw this game going.
Yeah, they've got to put up a lot more fight now to try to get back into this one. And, you know, before every game, Karl Malone calls his mother back in Summerfield, Louisiana, to ask what numbers he should shoot for. Tonight, she said go for 25 and 11. And Coach Mike Fratello, a colleague of ours, coaching in the All-Star game, standing tall amongst a bunch of tall guys in the NBA. You know, his dad was an amateur boxer, and, you know, I think that background gives Mike a lot of confidence as a coach.
And Magic Johnson, Clark, made it clear coming into this game that he wanted the challenge of defending the great Michael Jordan.
He certainly did.
Oh, my goodness.
Not surprising at all to see Jordan piling up points, playing with a lot of determination and grit, and insisting on being aggressive, looking for his shots.
McDaniel, the pass to Johnson. 5 on the clock. And it's blocked by Jordan.
Boy, much respect for the defense of Jordan. I mean, he gives his all on this end of the floor. I mean, fantastic. Getting his hands up to block shots. How many times have we seen Michael go off like this?
And now let's go over to David Aldridge with a report on Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Thank you, Kevin. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar is the oldest All-Star in history. This is his 17th game. No one else has been in more than 13. To put that into context, there were 6 players in yesterday's Legends game that were younger than Kareem. Magic Johnson says he respects Kareem more than anyone I know because of the pride this man has in whatever he does. Kevin, back to you.
He is a very proud individual. David, thank you. And Kareem's coming out here, Clark, after spending 2 days in bed with strep throat. It's remarkable.
And, Kevin, that's exactly the pride Magic was talking about. And that's why it seems like every game we do, Kareem is adding to some type of record that he's already established. Tonight, he could very well become the leading scorer in the history of the All-Star game.
Isn't that phenomenal? They call him captain for a reason. He is truly the leader of this entire NBA.
Yes, sir.
Puts one up from 19. The West again cannot hit.
You know, I wouldn't be surprised if he gets yanked soon. I mean, that's how bad his shot selection has been.
And Jordan slams it home.
Jordan is something to watch slamming home the ball, man. This guy is really strong and does it with force.
59 seconds left in the first half of the game. Offensively, Clark, things have sort of fallen apart for him.
And they need to recover as soon as possible.
Pass to McDaniel. Back to Drexler. He takes it in. Stolen by Rivers. And here's the fast break. Jordan leading the way. And it's Jordan slamming it down.
And, you know, their lead just continues to grow. And it's not just because of their offense. They're getting it done in both ends.
And so it's Johnson who brings the ball up for the West All-Stars. It's 9 seconds separating the shot clock and game clock. Clyde Drexler on the wing. Olajuwon trying to break free. And he gets it back. Johnson kicks to Drexler to stop the run. East grabs the miss. Jordan's got rebound number 7 for him tonight. Into the lane, and he makes that one.
Pretty good display of strength by Jordan there. Absorbed the contact and still able to nail the shot.
The East All-Stars shooting their first free throw of the game right now.
At the line for your East All-Stars, Michael Jordan. One shot.
One shot.
You know, there's so much that's amazing to me about Jordan, but his endurance stands out. He consistently gets stronger, it seems, as the game goes on.
English with no one around. And he was able to put it up in time, but doesn't fall. And so it's Michael Jordan making things happen for the East All-Stars. This has been a remarkable game for him offensively. Anytime you get over the 40-point mark, it's been a special, special day. We'll get right back to the action when we return. And we welcome you back to the second half of the 1988 All-Star Game here in Chicago. Great performances from these players, whether it's their first time participating or their 17th.
You know, you get into the latter stages of the game, and it's normal to wonder who will take home the MVP trophy. It's certainly one of those accolades that's mentioned when you talk about the great ones.
And the West All-Stars, looking at who they've got. Malone is out there with English. Then it's Olajuwon. Then it's Magic Johnson. And it's Lever in at the 2. And a wide open look for Jordan. No good on the 3.
Well, most games he can knock it down from deep, but it just isn't there for him in this one.
And English kicks to Johnson. Pass to Lever. English looking around. Just 5 on the clock. And it's sent back by Wilkins. And here we go. Fast break. Jordan's got it. And it's a new single-game record in scoring for the All-Star Game. Set right in front of us by Michael Jordan.
What an incredible athlete, Kevin. And it seems whatever he sets his mind to do, he can do it. Impressive.
Johnson, the pass to Lever. To the paint. Olajuwon drawn the double team. Johnson outside. Looking to get back on track here. And it's sent back by Wilkins. And so it looks like it'll be still with the West All-Stars. And that kind of stifling effort on defense needs another look.
Boy, he is all over that shot. I mean, had it read the whole way, got himself in the position, and then was able to make the play.
And we're just about a minute and a half into the third quarter of basketball.
And, you know, most of these guys are accustomed to having their team's offense built around them. It's an adjustment for them now to figure out who's going to get the rock most of the time.
Off the inbound pass. Oh, and the jam by Jordan.
Pretty artful dribbling display by Jordan there, and it completely baffled the defender.
They need to find a high percentage shot, Clark, to regain some of that confidence.
I think they've gone too long without seeing one go down, and that begins to mess with your psyche.
Johnson's shot is off. And you think about adjusting, Clark, how about the all-star reserves? Guys that start normally are the stars of their team, now off the bench on a team of stars.
Kevin, excellent point. For players who are used to starting the game, probably a rare experience coming in off the bench and trying to get it going. But I think these guys so enjoy being part of this, that sacrifice is not much at all.
You're exactly right. And it's good for 2.
And Fat Lever snubbed a year ago, now a first-time All-Star, well-deserved. He leads the league in triple-doubles, one of the original stat sheet stuffers, averaging 9 rebounds a game as well, best by a mile for NBA guard.
And the East with the lead.
Living up to that favored and top billing and giving these fans quite a show.
They get a hand on it. Stolen by Wilkins. Jordan down low. Covered by Johnson. And slam dunk by Jordan.
He's got a nice knack for knowing when to give it up. Wilkins showing he's more than just a scorer.
Johnson finds Olajuwon. Here's English. Johnson up top. 6 to shoot. Over Bird. And the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Bird. And the East All-Stars making a change here. Ainge is checked in. Then for the West All-Stars, Donaldson, he's checked in for Olajuwon. And Aguirre's subbed in for English. Here's Donaldson. The West again cannot hit.
You know, there's been talk about adding a third referee to NBA games. The commissioner and the rules committee are in favor of it, and they plan to put it before the board of governors at the next meeting.
Johnson, the pass to Donaldson. Knocks it loose. Outside, Aguirre. Clock at 6. Here's Jordan. Oh, and the jam by Jordan.
Their offense has really stood out. They're piling up the points and torching this defense.
And so here are the West All-Stars. And Clark, with 3 officials working games, do you think that'll result in more fouls being called, more eyes on the ball? They can pick up a lot more, certainly with more guys out there.
Yeah, you know, I think, Kevin, it might be the case early on with the third official, but over time it'll smooth itself out. Off the ball, you know, some things you could get away with in the past, maybe not so much with 3 officials out there.
And Jordan throws it down.
Good for about 1 per game. Ainge finds his open man easily there.
1:36 left in the third. Johnson outside. Now Malone. Still getting warmed up offensively. No scoring yet from him. The East All-Stars on offense. They've gone on a 16-2 run, not allowing much. Kevin Micheal, he checked in for the East. And West also making a switch. Abdul-Jabbar is checked in. Johnson dishes to Abdul-Jabbar. And out of bounds. The East All-Stars will have it.
East ball.
Ewing's checked in for Moses Malone.
Patrick Ewing.
Here's Thomas. Here's Ainge. Good, and the assist goes to Thomas. Thomas got 3 assists tonight.
And Ainge this season has hit a three-pointer in 23 consecutive games. That's an NBA record, and that is his game, making threes.
There's 47 seconds left in the third quarter.
Ball is turned over. West All-Stars ball.
.44 seconds left in the third quarter. Poked away. Jordan with the steal. And it's Jordan with the jam.
Coming out of halftime, they're on an absolute tear.
And the West All-Stars have possession. Now, here's Johnson. 5 points in the game. Aguirre against Thomas. Johnson kicks to Lever. Shot clock at 6. Johnson, the pass to Lever. The West All-Stars need to get a shot off here. The West again cannot hit.
A little bit of a heat check right there, rising up from way downtown.
And as we conclude the third quarter, pretty much a blowout. It's been a one-sided affair. East All-Stars up on top, delivering the blowout. And we're coming right back. Be sure to stay with us as we get started for the fourth quarter. Welcome back to Chicago for the 1988 All-Star Game. the grand finale of what's been a tremendous weekend to celebrate the NBA. And here are the East All-Stars now.
You take a look at the landscape of the NBA, and I tell you what, that Central Division, dominant. How about this? 36 games above 500 combined.
They've got Cheeks. Kevin Micheal out there with Doherty. Then it's Jordan. And it's Ainge in at the shooting guard. So that's the 5 in the game for the East All-Stars. Offensive rebound. That one falls. Donaldson's got his first basket of the night. And the 7-2 center from the Mavericks, James Donaldson.
You know, I think he's the only lefty in this game. Larry Bird and Danny Ainge right left-handed, but they shoot it with their right hand.
You and I have talked about this before, but defending a lefty is different than defending clearly a right-handed shooter.
Throws you off just a little bit, Kevin.
Well, you look at that Central Division, all 6 teams on pace to make the playoffs.
And, you know, Chicago got off to that great start, Kevin. Then they cooled off just a bit. Now tied with Detroit at 3 games behind Atlanta. Those teams are breaked up pretty good.
Shooting for the West, Clyde Drexler. Shooting 1.
One shot.
And he shows the focus there, nails the technical.
And after the Central Division, the Midwest has been the second most competitive division. Those teams are sitting at 10 games over 500.
Fourth quarter still young, just over a minute play. Abdul-Jabbar passes to Aguirre. Stolen by Ainge. Here's Cheeks. And he uses the glass on the way. And Clark in the Midwest, those Rockets are really making a push.
And they're doing it behind Hakeem Olajuwon. To me, he's the best center in the NBA. They certainly got a chance to give the Lakers a run for their money.
Oh, yeah. And he gets the whistle for the 3-second call.
3 seconds. East ball.
This offense has been dynamic and diversified.
Everybody sharing the ball and sharing the load makes you really hard to defend.
And Kareem will need to get it going, Clark, to reach double digits.
I think his teammates have to do a better job of getting him touches. Just keep feeding him. He's more than capable of getting there.
Cheeks with it, and Worthy picks him up defensively.
And Danny Ainge making his All-Star debut in year 7, having the best season of his career. He went from a singles hitter in pro baseball to a long-distance laser in the NBA.
Jordan with the bucket. Jordan's got 60.
Boy, are they locked in on offense, knocking down every shot right now.
Drexler passes to Abdul-Jabbar to the left side wing. Ball's knocked loose. Down the stretch here, the East, Clark out in front.
Getting it done. It's been such a fun game to watch. Entertaining from both sides.
Woo, it sure has been.
Jordan has no problem with being closely guarded because it doesn't bother him in the least.
Passes to Donaldson. He dishes it to Abdul-Jabbar. They need this. Misses off the right iron.
Tell you what, you can feel their frustration underneath the surface. It's actually palpable with all these misses.
Turnover.
And the East All-Stars making a change here. Malone's checked in, and West also making a switch. McDaniels checked in for Abdul-Jabbar. Clark, their biggest problem so far, taking care of the ball.
Yes, exactly right, Kevin. I mean, they've made some outstanding plays, but way too many turnovers as well.
And we're about 3.5 minutes into the fourth quarter.
It'll be a turnover.
And some changes here for the West All-Stars. English, he's checked in for Aguirre. And Lever's subbed in for Clyde Drexel.
Fat Lever.
And right now, they're just trying to figure out how to snap out of this funk.
Yeah, you know, this is when you really need your leaders to step up and turn up the heat and take over.
Here's McDaniel. Lays it up and banks it in. McDaniel's got his first basket. And Clark, with his strength and quickness, Xavier McDaniel, a very tough guy to cover.
Well, he's versatile. You talk about that strength and athleticism. 92% of the time in his career, he scored in double figures. Very consistent.
My goodness.
At the line for your East, Michael Jordan. Taking 2 shots.
The first one falls. And so Jordan nails both of them. And so it's Lever who brings up the ball for the West All-Stars. And stolen by Jordan. Here he goes. And then slammed in by Jordan.
On the drive, MJ is so ferocious, he never even thinks about slowing down. Pedal to the metal.
Here's Lever. We've got 1:55 left in the fourth quarter. Now the pass to McDaniel. That shot, no good. The East All-Stars go the other way with it. From deep, Jordan. For 3. And they get it back. Cheek sticks to Jordan. They get it back. The 3. Malone trying to break free. Outside, Jordan fires from deep. The shot, no good.
He's missing shot after shot after shot from long range. The time running low, he'd be better off trying something else.
Pass to Donaldson. Outside, English. Down to 5 on the shot clock. He trains it as the shot clock ticks down.
You know, people said Alex English was too light of frame, too skinny, not athletic enough. Well, how about this? He's playing in his 7th straight All-Star game. So much for being too skinny.
And Jordan gets it to go.
Always looking for an opportunity to serve somebody else up. Cheeks loves dropping dimes.
Lever against Cheeks. Lever dishes to Worthy. There's 39 seconds left to play in the final quarter. Back to Lever. Shoots over Cheeks. East grabs the miss.
Boy, he's got to be kicking himself for failing to make that shot. That's money.
And here is the East now. They're on a 20-7 run. And the basket by Malone. And Moses Malone Clark, the wily veteran for the Washington Bullets.
And you know, Kevin, his coach Wes Unseld says Malone has really added a level of aggressiveness to the Washington Bullets.
And he brings Clark a championship pedigree to the team.
No doubt.
Shooting for the West, Alex English. One shot.
One shot.
The free throw drops for English.
You know, when you think of Alex English, I think about all of the buckets he gave me and everybody else during his time of ravaging defenses. He's a volume shooter and a big-time scorer.
And there's the 3-second call, this one on the defense.
West All-Stars ball. Shooting for West All-Stars, Alex English. At the line for one.
One shot.
The free throw drops for English. Lever taking his time here. And the Eastern All-Stars deliver. The favorites coming in, but they did not disappoint.
Yeah, you looked at that team on paper and you saw they were the stronger team and should have been favored, but you still got to go out and prove it, and they did exactly that.
And so much scoring in that lineup for the East. My goodness, look at those names. That's always going to be tough to stop.
And you factor in the raucous crowd cheering on Michael Jordan, Kevin. No wonder they found that extra gear they needed when it was time to get it done.
That's a good point. This is Kevin Harlan saying thank you for watching. We'll see you next time.
You know when Michael Jordan is coming to town, you always wanted to get a good night's sleep, a good night rest, something good to eat, because you know the next day Michael Jordan is in your building and he's coming to put on a show, and you have to compete against that. Game 5 was at our place. Itself.
All right, Coach, Cleveland leads, Chicago inbound. What can the Cavaliers do?
The Cavs trying to deny Jordan the...
Oh, my
Eno with the steal!
goodness, the Bulls throw it. All right, Coach, Cleveland leads, Chicago inbound. What can the Cavaliers do?
The Cavs trying to deny Jordan the ball. They actually 2-on-1 him without the ball. Elo trying to catch back up. The shot's up. It's good!
Oh, my
Michael
gosh.
Jordan!
Wow, Coach, a Game 5 winning shot. Doug Collins off the bench, and the Bulls have won.
You can never, ever count Michael Jordan out.
Michael was a different level, man. He's a different level of competitiveness, just sheer will to win. He changed the game. He changed the game. I mean, not just in one aspect, in many aspects, in every aspect of the game, he changed it. I played against some of the greatest players in the history of this game. Michael Jordan was one of those guys that lifted my ability to the next level. We enjoyed the competition with one another. We played very hard and fiercely against one another, but it was like you had two gentlemen going head to head. Michael Jordan and I wasn't just coming down the court getting dunks at the dunks. We found creative ways to score. I can't tell you the fun and the pleasure I had to play against him. You know, and Michael and I, we never really talked about those games. It was kind of a unspoken thing between us. You know, the respect level that we had was at a different level. I think I had a great game in Atlanta, and I remember going to Chicago. Michael walks into our locker room, and we're still in suit and tie. We haven't gotten dressed yet, and he walks in our locker room, suit and tie, and I was like, what are you doing coming in our locker room? And I ain't gonna say exactly what I said. And so he walked by me, he walked by Kevin Willis, and he got to Randy Whitman, he tapped him on his butt, and he said, lace him up, it's gonna be a long night. He got 60 that night. He got 60. And it was a very close game. I think it went down to the last shot in that game, but I think he proved his point.
And a beautiful view of the famous Chicago skyline. An appropriate dramatic setting for our game today at Chicago Stadium. Hi everyone, welcome to our presentation of today's game. I'm Kevin Harlan. With me courtside, Clark Kellogg. And across the way on the sidelines, David Aldridge. We should be in for a great game here. Clark, it's the Chicago Bulls taking on the visiting Atlanta Hawks.
I'm ready for a good one, partner. Listen to these Chicago fans. Extremely excited to get this underway and see two All-Stars, Dominique Wilkins and Michael Jordan, go at it. This could be an outstanding scoring contest between these two.
You said it. Buckle in. Clark, part of what makes Wilkins and Jordan so exceptional is how many ways they can get points.
Yeah, they score a lot of different ways, Kevin. Their offensive games are really versatile and complete. They can knock down threes, hit the mid-range jumper, and you know they both can do damage at the rim.
And out there for Atlanta, Spud Webb at the point with Doc Rivers at the 2. At the forward positions, Dominique Wilkins and Moses Malone. John Koncak will be at center. And starting things off for the Bulls, it's John Paxson at point guard with Michael Jordan also at the guard. Then Scottie Pippen and Horace Grant at the 3 and 4. The veteran, Bill Cartwright in the middle.
Expectations are high for Jordan and Wilkins in this one. They're both exceptional scoring threats, and I know their teams are expecting each of them to be the difference makers out there as they try to get the W.
Now. With the Hawks here in his building, you can see the way Michael Jordan is approaching every possession, looking to make an impact. The #1 objective, Clark. Oh, and there he puts it down! Oh, my goodness.
Michael Jordan, MJ. It really doesn't get much better than this.
Paxson against Webb. Here's Concap. Malone, the pass to Wilkins. And there's the whistle. 3-second violation.
Chicago ball.
Here's Chicago. 4-point game. Here's Jordan. That was something to see.
Good. You can always count on Jordan to crank it up a little bit here at home and give these Bulls fans a game worth watching.
You know, Clark, in some ways, this game could come down to either Jordan's or Wilkins. And who scores the most? Outperforming the other could seal the game for their team.
And, Kevin, that's exactly what we'll be keeping a close eye on. Which one is leading in the point column? Because I agree the winner of that duel very well could decide this thing.
Oh, what a duel it's going to be.
Air Jordan lifting off, and the Hawks could do nothing about it.
And we're about a minute and a half into the first quarter. And now for a little background on this superstar matchup, here's David Aldridge.
Thanks, guys. Now, Jordan and Dominique have met up in the slam dunk contest twice, each winning once. It was just last year that Jordan won over Dominique in one of the most talked about and controversial dunk contests ever. I know fans are hoping we'll see the tie-breaking contest between the two someday. Maybe they'll settle for tonight's game. Back to you.
David, I can see it in my mind's eye. Those two going at it. Clark, no question. They're two of the most skilled dunkers in today's game.
And, Kevin, it's just another thing that makes these meetings so electrifying, so must-see TV. Hard to beat getting to watch two gifted scorers like this go at each other.
And the athleticism is right just off the charts. And now the first timeout called here for the Hawks. About 2 minutes played here in the first quarter. There's the pass to Malone. Will it go? Back to Webb. And too much time in the lane. They get called for the 3-second violation. It's been a quick start here for Chicago. Some fresh competition, Clark, for the Bulls and Hawks in the league this year, with two expansion teams coming to the NBA in Orlando and Minnesota.
Exactly, Kevin. I mean, these teams are focused on the game at hand. That's pretty obvious, but this is a very interesting time for the NBA. A lot of new talent and a new landscape.
A lot of growing indeed. Wilkins and Jordan. Couple of talented one-on-one players who are both going to be seeking mismatches in this one.
And, you know, Kevin, if you're on either of these teams, you've got to be ready to come at Jordan and Wilkins defensively. Don't let them dictate things. Low-effort defense, not going to get it done because they'll take advantage of that fully.
Oof. Shot clock at 3. Contact. Banked in off the glass. Obviously, Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen Clark both apply great defensive pressure. You know, but the Hawks have some fast hands and some nice defensive skills of their own.
Yeah, that's right, Kevin. I mean, you think about Doc Rivers. If the Bulls aren't careful around Rivers, he could create a lot of havoc and force a bunch of turnovers. And in a contest between two very high-scoring teams, we know every possession counts.
Yeah, Rivers is like a coach on the floor.
He really is.
It's Wilkins on the wing. Guarded by Jordan. Rejected by Grant.
One of the better defenders in this game. Grant teeing off on that one.
Jordan with it. Wilkins picks him up. Oh, and the jam by Jordan.
Boy, they didn't waste any time, did they? They got going right away.
Rivers with it. Still looking for his first bucket in this one. Malone trying to break free. A nice shot by Rivers.
Boy, how about the confidence? I love watching him be that assertive down low.
Jordan outside over Wilkins. It's Chicago with another bucket.
Well, they had a plan coming into this one, and they have executed on it perfectly.
The Hawks trail by 15. Credit to these Hawks, Clark, for having a constant postseason presence these last few seasons.
3 straight second-round appearances, and then last year a tough loss in the first round. But I say don't let that fool you. These Hawks are a very competitive team.
They really are. And the Bulls tack on 2 more.
Not surprising at all to see Jordan piling up points, playing with a lot of determination and grit, and insisting on being aggressive looking for his shots.
Pass to Malone. Shoots over Grant. He's off on that one. And the Bulls going the other way now. Oh, Jordan taking flight. You've got to appreciate a dunk like that, even if you're wearing an Atlanta jersey. My goodness. Atlanta with the ball, trailing by 19. Now a timeout called by Atlanta. Michael Jordan really making a difference here.
And he's getting to the rack all game, and if they can't do a better job of keeping him out of the paint, they're in for a long night.
And the Bulls making a change here. Armstrong's checked in. Willis, he checked in for Atlanta. Smith comes in for Spud Webb. Atlanta with the ball. 19-point game. The drive by Smith. Poke loose. Stolen by Grant. Clark, I know the Bulls are hoping for big things this year after making it all the way to the conference finals a season ago.
You know, I think Chicago proving they can handle teams like these Hawks could be a really good sign for them. as they look to become a more dominant and consistent force in this league.
Stolen by Pippen. And here come the Bulls again. Chicago with the fast break. Look out!
Early on, they built this lead on the power of paint points.
That's tipped. And the ball's tied up, so we'll have a jump ball.
Ball violation. It'll be a jump ball.
Four on three as they bring it up. From the wing. Another one falls for Chicago.
I think Jordan could do this all day long. I mean, the mid-range area is a very comfortable area for him.
About 3 seconds between shot and game clock. Pippen with the steal. And here we go. Fast break. Jordan's got it.
Pretty artful dribbling display by Jordan there. And it completely baffled the defender.
Smith outside. Good if it goes. Michael Jordan getting it done for Chicago. They kept going to him again and again. And he delivered with a monster quarter. And we'll be back with you shortly. Welcome back, everyone, to Chicago as the second quarter gets underway. It's been an exciting game so far between the hometown Chicago Bulls and the visiting Atlanta Hawks. Here's Smith. He's been patient so far, nothing on the scoreboard yet.
For the Bulls, they've got a new coach at the helm this season. With Phil Jackson, this is his first stint as a head coach here in the NBA.
Jordan is out there at B.J. Armstrong. Then it's Cartwright. Then there's Pippen. And it's Grant in at the fourth. That's the group for the Chicago Bulls to start the second quarter.
Nice work, and they are getting it done at both ends.
Jackson, of course, a former player, a former assistant under Doug Collins in Chicago. And Clark, I hear he's got some interesting ideas when it comes to on-court strategy.
Well, Kevin, you know, he's certainly got some good pieces to test those ideas out with. There's no denying that. But what I think matters most is that the guys seem to relate to him and like him. Chemistry between players and head coaches is critical.
Well, you know, you played a long time, and you know how important that connection can be.
That's a very key deal.
Let's go to David Aldridge, who has some inside info on the Chicago Bulls.
Hey, Kevin, when you talk to the coaching staff and you say, what's the key to success against the Hawks, they have a one-word answer. Michael. They expect big numbers from Jordan, probably exceeding his average of 35 points from last season. Back to you, Kevin.
Well, that's good stuff there, David. Sometimes, Clark, the answer is that simple, I guess.
Yeah, you don't have to complicate it, especially when you're talking about Jordan, because he does make it really simple. Although he's not a one-man show, his whole team is going to have to still step up.
And they take pride in that, don't they? Helping this very special talent do what they've got to do.
Yeah, they're pros, and they get their checks twice a month, too.
Clark, how do you think the Bulls have done so far in defending Dominique Wilkins?
I think they've done a solid job, quite honestly. I mean, they've taken away the easy looks for him, and they're making him work for every shot. Kevin, that's really all you want to do against a great scorer like Wilkins.
Yeah, make him work for every bucket. That's a good point. You know, looking back at the opening quarter, Clark, Jordan managed to stay ahead of Wilkins in points scored.
Yeah, really good start for him, Kevin, in that regard, but can he keep doing that the entire game?
Right.
And this is why you just can't give Jordan a running start. I mean, once he has that, the launch pad is set, and he's going to ecstasy right through the air and on top of your head.
Out of bounds, Atlanta takes possession. Paxson, he's checked in for the Bulls. Atlanta also making some changes here. Antoine Carr, he's checked in for Willis. Webb comes in for Rivers. And it's Tony in for Smith. So far, Michael Jordan has been getting just about Clark everything he wants on the offensive end.
And that's not unexpected, but, you know, that doesn't bode well for the Hawks as Wilkins has been unable to answer Jordan with shots of his own, which I think says a lot about the job the Chicago defense is doing.
I agree. Just 4 to shoot. Here's Wilkins, and it's denied.
The Hawks and the Bulls, when you look at the measurables of teams and players, pretty standard for the league, with explosively athletic backcourts and then quite a bit of size down low, too.
Well, as you can see, when you're casual with the ball, it can come back to bite you.
For sure. I mean, playing loose can help you and hurt you. It can cut both ways. I think they've got to tighten it up a little bit here.
To end the cold streak, and Jordan sends it back.
With defensive prowess and nearly a 7-foot wingspan, it's a lot harder to get a clean look on Jordan than most guys.
And they recover it for the 3. Atlanta with the rebound. And just over 3.5 minutes played here in the second quarter. Tony kicks to Malone. Knocked loose. And here's the fast break. Jordan leading the way. Buries it from three-point range. Jordan's got 44. Like we were talking about size, both of these teams start a 7-footer at center.
Yeah, you know, Koncak and Cartwright are very imposing at that position, Kevin. And then you get Grant and Malone are paired evenly at 6'10". So, hey, there's no way this game is not going to be physical in the paint.
Yeah, it'll be a battle for sure. And they double up Jordan. Kept alive. Over Wilkins. And it's Jordan. That time on the assist by Cartwright. Jordan's got 46 points.
Jordan has no problem with being closely guarded because it doesn't bother him in the least.
It's Wilkins on the wing. Back to Webb. Shot clock at 5. The rebound by Cartwright. Cartwright's got 6 rebounds now in the game.
Well, you got to appreciate how consistent these Atlanta Hawks have been. I mean, season to season, even while going through some roster shakeups, they've been steady.
So it's Atlanta now. Oh, and they need a basket in the worst way.
I think they're forcing things right now, and it's why their offense looks so pedestrian.
Wilkins dishes to Webb. Fast break, Chicago. Jordan's running. It's good. Jordan's got 50 points.
You know, you can feel they're starting to take control of this one. You just get the sense they've got their hands on the steering wheel nice and tight.
Now, here is Tony. A floater, and Grant sends it back. 2 seconds separating the shot clock and game time. And Jordan slams it home.
Jordan doing a nice job leaking out slyly. Excellent in transition.
They can't seem to stop anything right now.
Yeah, you know, it's starting to bubble over emotionally.
From 11 feet away, and the Bulls tack on 2 more.
Looking to stretch this lead out even further, going right after his shot.
And here is Webb. Atlanta again missing.
And to me, they appear desperate to stop this cold streak right now. So far, nothing is working.
And so it's the Chicago Bulls with a huge lead at the break. Safe to say there's no catching them today. The scoring has been tremendous, and they are shooting lights out with very high accuracy. Right back after this break. So welcome back, everyone, to the third quarter of this contest between the Bulls and the Hawks, where Michael Jordan and Dominique Wilkins have been going at it.
And as this second half gets underway, the defensive ability of the Hawks and Bulls only become more important. You got to limit your opponents down the stretch, and both of these teams have the ability to do that.
On the court for Atlanta, we've got Moses Malone. Webb out there with Rivers. Then it's Koncak. And it's Wilkins in at the 3. Here's Jordan.
Jordan's got a lot of flash to his game. A terrific guard, loves getting tricky with his ball handling and creating shots for himself.
Webb against Paxson. Pass to Rivers. Back to Webb. Passes it to Wilkins. 6 to shoot. Over Jordan. And it's Cartwright with the rebound. Cartwright's got his 8th rebound here tonight. We're going over the numbers from the first half. Clark, Jordan was able to top Wilkins in scoring in the first and second quarters combined.
A critical advantage partner that he worked really hard to get. Not all of his hoops were easy ones.
Right, you're right on that. Now Webb. Nothing yet on the scoreboard for him. Here's Malone. And it goes down 2 points.
Malone owns the paint area of the floor. Nobody coming in there messing with him.
Here's Jordan. And then slammed in by Jordan.
From him, fans love seeing this kind of dunk.
How about that? Just giving the people, Clark, what they want to see.
Got to give them what they want.
Yep. Fast break. Here comes Chicago. Goes up. And the dunk by Jordan.
Nope. Jordan doesn't need any help there. I mean, his athleticism is really on another level.
And so here's Atlanta. Webb kicks to Wilkins. The pass to Rivers. Now here is Webb. Just 5 to shoot. Atlanta needs to get off a shot here. It's tipped, and they force the shot clock violation. Great team.
Chicago ball.
Kings checked in for Horace Grant. Livingston's checked in for the Hawks.
These Hawks have a trusted and capable leader steering the ship, and that's Coach Mike Fratello. He won Coach of the Year for his work with this team in the '86 season. And perhaps the coach lit a fire under him at halftime because they have owned this third quarter.
Tipped away. Jordan with the steal. The shot's good from Paxson.
Enjoying this big lead, and right now they look unstoppable on offense.
Here's Wilkins. Yeah, an experienced coach who knows his team inside and out. That's Mike Fratello. Clark, do you think that gives the Hawks an advantage?
I think it could, Kevin. I mean, Coach Fratello will have an easier time seeing what his team needs out there and will know what adjustments best suit this squad.
Ball's knocked loose. Hit his foot. And the ref saying he kicked him.
Kick ball.
Hodges checked in for Chicago. Armstrong comes in for Paxson. And a switch here also for Atlanta. Willis is checked in. Right side Wilkins. Can they get it? And it comes off the front of the rim.
When you think about Michael Jordan, you think about scoring, putting the ball in the basket. But he does a lot of other stuff out there as well, like moving the ball effectively. They're not just on fire. Nothing is getting in their way on offense.
Third quarter of basketball here, and just a little under 3.5 minutes gone by. Rivers scanning the floor. To the left wing. Willis, the pass to Rivers. Just 5 on the clock. King with the block. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Hawks will retain possession. You gotta love strong defense, especially when it comes in the form of harsh rejections. Wow.
they're determined to add to the lead, not with more offense, but with big-time defense.
And the Bulls making a change here. Purdue's checked in. Tony, he's checked in for the Hawks. Here's Tony. Shot clock at 2. The Hawks again can't hit. You know, we touched on it. Last year, Michael Jordan Clark was actually 8th in the league in total assists. He was a top 10 assist guy.
It's not something that comes to mind when you think about him, but it's very impressive nonetheless, Kevin. It shows you what kind of leader he is. He knows he's got to get his teammates involved and work well with them for his team to be its best.
Yeah, he's a terrific facilitator.
No doubt.
Back to Rivers. Can they get it? The shot misses. And the Bulls going the other way now. Here in the third quarter, the Bulls, Clark, have managed to be pretty effective when it comes to defending Dominique Wilkins.
Yeah, you know, their focus, Kevin, in terms of defending him, I think has really been good. Really good. And I think you can tell it started to frustrate Dominique a bit.
You can. And he drives in. Rivers. The kick out to Wilkins. From outside the arc, the Hawks again can't hit.
You know, I wouldn't be surprised if he gets yanked soon.
He's a high flyer.
Oh, look at that elevation and throw down. Oh! Always looking to drive in attack mode constantly. When the D gives him a lane, he tears him up.
As we get deeper into this game, Clark, it has been all Jordan offensively, as we can see, leaving Dominique well behind him.
You know, I didn't think it would be this one-sided. I mean, Jordan has just been operating at a totally different level, and Dominique has not managed to match that intensity or production.
You're so right. Yes, that goes in.
Really crafty play that time by Jordan. Good decision. The defense was locked in on him, so he gave it away.
Hodges against Rivers. Pass to Livingston. Here's Wilkins. Wilkins draws the double. Tony against Hodges. Poked away. Willis the pass to Rivers. The kick out to Wilkins. Looking to end the run.
Boy, great defense by Purdue there. He's big, he's smart, and he takes great angles, too.
Michael Jordan getting it done for Chicago. He caused a lot of headaches with his defense that quarter, coming up with steals again and again. We'll take a quick break and then back to the action here. Welcome back, everyone. We get into the fourth quarter of this thrilling game between the Atlanta Hawks and the Chicago Bulls. And this crowd is feeling it. And it's the Bulls with the ball.
As this game wears on, you have to be so conscious of Michael Jordan. I mean, he's got something of a reputation for being a closer, and that's an understatement. He finds a way to push himself beyond his limits to come up with clutch points when his team needs it most.
So with Pippen sitting on the bench, this is Phil Jackson's lineup. Neely out there with Jordan. Then there's Armstrong. Then there's Hodges. And it's Purdue in at the center. Knocks it loose. Driving in. Knowing that Michael Jordan likes to explode down the home stretch offensively, Clark, think the Hawks might increase the defensive pressure on them.
You know, it wouldn't shock me, Kevin, if they did just that. Just make sure somehow, some way, you don't allow him to put together a run.
Here's Jordan. Makes it off the glass. Jordan's got 5 points now in the quarter.
It's incredible the adjustments Jordan can make in tight quarters. Just tremendous body control.
And Clark, as we come toward the end of this game, winding our way toward the finish line, the Bulls are doing all they can to limit Dominique Wilkins' production.
And it's working. They're making a strong effort to keep Wilkins from getting a lot of shot attempts.
4 on the clock. Pass to Livingston. Shoots over Jordan. And that one goes long.
Boy, that's got to be terribly frustrating there. I mean, with the defense not hustling and he still misses, boy, he wishes he had that one back.
And they double up Jordan. A little over a minute and a half of the fourth quarter gone now. Out of bounds. It'll go to the Hawks.
Atlanta ball.
And it's Smith with the ball. He brings it up for the Hawks. Nothing doing offensively yet for them in the fourth. Knocked away. And a bit of a battle here for the ball. The official signals a jump ball here.
That's a jump ball.
You know, something I like about both of these teams, the Bulls and the Hawks, is the experience they have, the range of experience. I mean, you've got younger guys like John Koncak and Horace Grant, and then you've got the seasoned veterans like Moses and Bill Cartwright. It's a really good balance.
Here's Tony. That's tipped and stolen by Jordan. Jordan is doubled from about 19 feet. It's Chicago with another bucket.
Clark, I've always wondered how valuable you think it is for younger players to get a chance to play alongside more experienced players.
Kevin, I think it's crucial and absolutely vital. Older guys have a way of being able to teach a young star so much about patience and which battles you fight and which ones you let go and how you carry yourself as a pro and all of the nuances of playing in the NBA. Good veterans can help young players set the tone for the rest of their careers.
Oh, that's a great answer. Knocked loose. And here we go. Jordan going to the hoop.
Fast break buckets, easy money, and they are very key to your success.
Michael Jordan with the assist.
Tony with it. He lobs it up and slam dunk by Purdue.
Check out that reach Purdue uses to snag that high pass. Not easy to interfere on this play. Punching it down.
And it's the Hawks' ball. Passes it to Koncak. Here's Livingston. He's defended by Jordan. And it's Smith, top of the key. And now the Bulls on the break.
What a power surge by these guys. They can't miss.
Michael Jordan with the assist.
Armstrong's gone 3 for 3 from the floor. And there's the pass to Tony. Oh, and a fast break for the Bulls. Here's Jordan. Another one falls for Chicago.
And Jordan's jumper simply wet. Love watching him rise up and knock it down.
Hodges against Tony. Pass to Livingston. Back to Tony. Pass to Livingston. 6 on the shot clock. Kicks to Smith. Pass to Tony. Offensive struggles continue. Missing again. The drive by Jordan. And then slammed in by Jordan.
Jordan, so sweet to watch in the air. What a treat.
We've got 1:23 left in the fourth. It's Tony on the wing. He's guarded by Hodges. And there's the drive. Shots good by Tony.
No defensive pressure at all. I mean, that's not going to get it done against him.
Now, here's Jordan.
Lets it go from deep. And again, it's the Bulls from deep.
Really smooth shot that time from MJ beyond the arc. Hawks can't afford to let him get it going from the three-point line.
The pass to Livingston. Back to Tony. Pass to Livingston. Fires the three. The shot, no good. And it's Chicago the other way. Michael Jordan on the wing. Played in with a nice touch off the glass.
This run, it's a haymaker, a knockout punch.
3-second difference between shot clock and game clock. Tony against Hodges. Goes up to the stripe. They get it back. Jordan, right side. Basket is good. He'll get a chance for one more at the line.
Pretty good display of strength by Jordan there. Absorbed the contact and still able to nail the shot.
Second team foul. At the line for your Bulls, Michael Jordan. At the line for one.
So much that's amazing to me about Jordan, but his endurance stands out. He consistently gets stronger, it seems, as the game goes on.
And the Chicago Bulls, Clark, managed to pull out the win here tonight with Michael Jordan delivering a terrific performance to overcome Wilkins and these Atlanta Hawks.
Yeah, Kevin, able to beat Dominique's offensive talents once again. Always special, though, to watch these two go at it head-to-head. MJ got the better of Dominique this time.
He did tonight. But looking beyond just the two stars, Clark, as you like to say, this was a team win.
Absolutely, Kevin. I mean, Jordan cleared and made the way, but the rest of the Bulls did a terrific job keeping up with him and putting a lot of pressure on this Hawk squad. Well done by the Bulls.
This is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. So long.
You think about the most complete basketball player, Michael Jordan was it. That year we won 56, 57, 58 games, something like that. We were really good. If you were going to beat us, you had to do something special. And I knew what we were up against in him. You knew it was going to be a daunting task. You're going to play your best basketball, and he's just not going to have an off game. And you're trying to make sure you manage everyone else, and hopefully he has a few misses here or there. They were struggling, and so Michael, I vividly remember one play, he came off of a screen, and he was really supposed to kick the ball to the corner, But he turned the corner and he went to the basket. And I was like, oh, okay. And he took it upon himself to score. Went to overtime and he was just unstoppable. And he scored, obviously 69 points. He had almost 20 rebounds. So it was remarkable to watch that and to be a part of that because we had done everything right. And even defending him, we were getting into him and he was taking tough shots. He was just making them. Michael Jordan took what they did to the next level because of his explosiveness, his swag, his demeanor, and ultimately his success.
Good evening, everyone. Along with Clark Kellogg and Coach Mike Fratello and our reporter David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. We've got a showdown in the Central Division. The Cleveland Cavaliers hosting the Chicago Bulls. And Mike, not a lot of welcoming faces from Michael Jordan in this arena tonight.
And that's right, Kevin. Of course, MJ ended Cleveland's season last year in this building, a buzzer beater in Game 5 of the first round. Opening night this season, Jordan poured in 54 against Cleveland.
So, Clark, for the Cavs, they're 32-36 and looking to make the playoffs. Their main priority has to be figuring out a way to slow down Michael Jordan, right?
Absolutely, Kevin. They need to make Jordan give up the ball, force somebody else to beat him, send double teams at him, get that rock out of his hands. Clearly, Cleveland has to pay a lot of extra attention to Michael Jordan if they want to have a chance to win.
Now, let's give you the starting fives. For Chicago in the backcourt, John Paxson running the point. And at the 2, it's the former MVP, Michael Jordan. A defensive stopper. Scottie Pippen is the small forward. Horace Grant at the power forward spot. And at center, the big man, 7'1", Bill Cartwright. And introducing the Cleveland starters. Sharp-shooting Mark Price is at the 1.
Here we go.
And the defensive specialist, Craig Elo, joins him in the backcourt. The forwards, rookie third-round pick Winston Bennett at 3. With the experienced Larry Nance playing power forward. And finally, the two-time All-Star, Brad Daugherty, is the center.
So far this year, in the first 3 meetings between Chicago and Cleveland, all Bulls wins, Michael Jordan is averaging 44 points per game against the Cavs, shooting 55%. MJ is the last guy Cleveland wants to see. There are very few players who can slow a scorer of his caliber down.
On the pass to Nance. Poked loose, stolen by Grant. And now here's Jordan pushing it up and no one back there. Connects on the foul line jumper. Jordan's got his second bucket of the night.
Tell you what, he looks laser focused out of the gate. Scary thought for the defense when he's locked in like that.
And you worry about just how quickly he's working himself into a rhythm. Not what the D wants.
A pull-up. And that one off the back of the rim and in. Jordan's got his third bucket of the night.
You know, with his handles, he excels at tricking up the defense and getting the good looks he wants.
And Clark, to be fair, Michael Jordan might be the last guy any team in this NBA wants to face.
Well, you won't get any disagreement from me, Kevin. I mean, he's on his way to his 4th straight scoring title, and Jordan is, in fact, the show in the NBA right now, guys.
He is indeed.
While the Cavs have lost every meeting with Chicago this year, Mark Price has been excellent against the Bulls.
He sure has been, Coach. With 16 points, 15 assists in one game. 5 days ago in Chicago, Price had 25 points and 8 assists. The Cavs point guard clearly leading the way for his team.
And Jordan gets it to go.
Cleveland fans looking nervous as Jordan is finding his groove early on.
Price against Paxson. Price kicks to Elo. Back to Price. Pass to Daugherty. He feeds it to Elo. Shot clock at 6. And he lays it straight in.
You know, Elo has the look of a surfer. He's free-flowing, kind of blondish, floppy hair, but he's a starting-level talent for sure. And he draws some of the toughest assignments at the defensive end of the floor.
Well, Mike, at breakfast, we were opening up the papers here in Cleveland, the front page of the sports section, an article about the Cavs' Craig Elo trying to guard Michael Jordan.
You just know Michael read that article like we did.
Well, Michael Jordan on a historic pace. And for more, here's David Aldridge.
Yes, thanks very much. Michael Jordan is well on his way to a 4th straight scoring title. With 14 games left, including tonight, Jordan's averaging more than 33 points per game, giving him a more than 2-point lead over Utah's Carmelo. The only other player to lead the league 4 straight seasons, the great Wilt Chamberlain. Back to you, Kevin.
That's some good history right there, David. Thank you. MJ is a special player. He's a great scorer. Mike, look at his game. Tell me why.
This might not be the first thing you think of, but his conditioning has a lot to do with it. MJ just never gets tired. He can carry a team.
I've never seen anything like it. The best three-point shooting team in the NBA, Clark, the Cleveland Cavaliers, leading the league at 41%. They also are number 1 in attempts and in three-point shots made.
And you know, Kevin, the injury to Brad Daugherty, I think, forced Cleveland into becoming a more focused team from the three-point line. Guys like Price and Craig Elo, Steve Kerr, all shooting it well. That's Mark Price, for those wondering.
That's right. Here's Price following the basket by Michael Jordan. To halt the run, Elo can't hit.
For the Bulls, Bill Cartwright has struggled coming back from a knee injury. In the 9 games since his return, the big fella is just averaging 9 points per game.
And the Bulls really need Cartwright to provide some offense. Look for Chicago to give him some touches early in the game to try and get him going.
Timeout is called. First of the game for the Cavaliers. Williams is checked in for Beck. Armstrong's checked in for Chicago. And the Cavaliers with possession here. A 12-point game. Price outside. Nance, right side. Got a piece of it. Pippen with the steal. And here's the fast break. Jordan leading the way over Price. Again, Chicago.
Listen, you either double Jordan now or you're going to pay for it later.
And here's Price. He brings it up for the Cleveland Cavaliers.
You know, over the last 3 seasons now, this is the 26th meeting between the Bulls and Cavs, so there is nothing that either team is not familiar with about the other. They know each other quite well.
Yeah, so adjustments will be key. The game plan should be known, so those little tweaks in the game are huge.
Here's Price after Chicago picking up a basket just moments ago. Here's Williams, and it's wide right. It's off the rim. The Bulls leading by 16, and slam dunk by Jordan.
Talking to Coach Lenny Wilkins in terms of defending Michael Jordan, Cleveland is looking to start the game with Winston Bennett on MJ.
And then they'd like to end it, Coach, with Craig Elo guarding him. The idea behind that, to me, is start Bennett on him, and then hopefully Craig Elo is fresh down the stretch.
Jordy the pass to Price. Jordy with the screen on Armstrong. 5 on the clock. Here's Price. His first attempt of the game finds the target.
Such a pure jump shooter. Price's mechanics are especially impressive.
Elo outside. On the wing, Nance. They get a hand on it. Jordy with the screen on Jordan. Jordy with the bucket. Jordy's got 6.
Well, it's just one of the many things that Elo does pretty well. Finding an open man to set up with the ball. Well done there on the pass.
And so it's Chicago in command with a 16-point lead as the buzzer sounds. Their transition game has been in full effect. We come back right after this.
Welcome back, everyone, to Richfield, Ohio, just a bit south of Cleveland, home of the Cavs. Kevin Harlan, Mike Fratello, Clark Kellogg, and David Aldridge here. We're set for the start of the second quarter between the Cavs and Bulls. It's a big matchup in the Central Division. The Cavaliers trail by 16.
Opening night for both of these teams in Chicago, Michael Jordan went off for 54 points. An overtime win for the Bulls.
The headline of the Cleveland sports page, Mission Impossible. Elo to try to ground Air Jordan. For more, let's go to David Aldridge.
Well, Kevin, you can bet that Michael Jordan read that as well. He's quoted in the article as saying, Craig Elo is a very good defender, and I accept him as a challenge. Now, the backstory, of course, is that Elo was a minor league player just 3 years ago. Now, he signed a new contract here in Cleveland, and his defense was a big reason why. But, you know, Jordan's going to bring something extra tonight. Kevin?
He always does. David, thank you for that. Mike, the Cavs coaches probably wish they ran that story on another day.
I mean, did they have to run that article today? Let's be clear. As good as Elo is, no one is stopping Michael Jordan when he's on. Sorry, Craig.
First personal foul. First team foul.
So for Chicago right now, they've got Cartwright. B.J. Armstrong is out there with Michael Jordan. Then it's Pippen, and it's King at the 4. And we've played just over a minute of basketball here in the second quarter. And the basket is good. Got it to go through on the contact, so a free throw coming up. A great opportunity for a three-point play. And caught that 54-point outburst for Michael. A season high for the all-world guard.
Kevin seems like he just has the Cavs number. I mean, he also had those 41 points 5 days ago against Cleveland. MJ slept real well last night in anticipation of this one.
He must have. But boy, he gets ready to play him, doesn't he?
Yep.
Free throw, no good for Jordan. The Cavaliers trail by 20. Ball's knocked loose. Brown dishes to Price. Passes it to Doherty. Back to Price. Down to 5 on the shot clock. An excellent job by the Bulls, Clark, so far on defense. They've limited the Cavs' three-point shooting game.
With Jordan and Pippen defending the perimeter, hard to get good looks. The Bulls are not an easy team to knock down threes on.
Not at all. Elo kicks to Price. Passes to Doherty. The 6-footer's good. Doherty's got 10 points in the game.
Going to work down low. Doherty knows his team expects him to attack on the block. That's just what he's doing. But that's a quality look for him. Probably surprised himself with that miss.
Yeah, the defense can't continue to give him that shot and expect the same results.
Jordan against Elo. Going inside. King with the block.
Great D from King. That's his role on this spot.
Let's take a second look at that fantastic block.
Superb anticipation on that rejection, and that'll allow them to stay on the lead if they keep defending like that.
And here in the second quarter of action with a hair under 2.5 minutes played so far. Michael Jordan has had such great success, Mike, against this Cleveland franchise, hasn't he?
The shot last year on this floor, 54 points opening night in Chicago. MJ loves playing the Cavs.
He does indeed. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Bulls will take it. And the Bulls tack on 2 more.
And, you know, they aren't showing any signs of easing up. Their offense looks superb right now.
They can't get careless with the league. And so far, this hasn't been the case.
Drives to the hoop. And Jordan throws it down.
Can you guys believe it?
Oh, my goodness. Oh, Clark, that was special.
Not sure the next time we'll see one like that.
And stolen by Jordan. He was all alone on that one. Jordan's got 42 in the game.
Well, it's really hard to come back if you can't get stops. You've got to figure out a way to stop the bleeding if you're going to come back.
And he looked very comfortable on that one. Not a lot of resistance.
Price, the pass to Doherty. To end the run, knocks it loose. Double team on Williams, and it's out of bounds. The Cavaliers able to retain possession here. Nancy's checked in for Cleveland. And Chicago also making a switch. Grant's checked in. And here in the second quarter of action as we approach 4 minutes played. Clock is at 3. And here's Price from beyond the arc. Chicago grabs the miss.
The first-year head coach of the Bulls, 44-year-old Phil Jackson, the last 2 seasons, Jackson was an assistant under former Bulls coach Doug Collins. And while Jackson was a head coach in Puerto Rico, this is Phil's first NBA head coaching job.
Knocked away and stolen by Jordan for the finish, and then slammed in by Jordan.
And, you know, their lead just continues to grow, and it's not just because of their offense. They're getting it done at both ends.
Yeah, their defense has been stellar as well. Great work on both ends.
And Bulls coach Phil Jackson, a great player back in the day, you may recall, Clark, with the New York Knicks.
Yeah, he was on championship teams in 1970 and 73 with the Knicks. And he's a player's coach. He's known to be laid back, but it'll be interesting to see if he can take this Bulls team to the next level.
My guess is he can. What do you think?
I would agree.
Doherty with the bucket.
You know, when Doherty's focused in on scoring, nothing's going to stop him. Did a good job taking the contact there.
Doherty's gone 6 of 7 so far. Boy, he's making it look easy here, isn't he? Here's Jordan. So Jordan now approaching the 54-point mark he posted against the Cavs earlier this season.
Hard to believe, but when double teaming is not working for you, does the coach even consider sending a third defender? Cavs shocking the NBA with a huge trade back in November, trading their leading scorer, one of the best 2 guards in the league, Ron Harper, and a first-round pick to the Clippers, and got 2 young players back.
Awilo. To the right side. 6 to shoot. Here's Doherty. Cans it from short range. Doherty's got 14 points for the game. And it's the Bulls with the ball. Here's Jordan. It's Chicago with another bucket.
The little mid-ranger is going to be an easy shot for him when he's got that much of a size advantage.
Price looking it over. Nance outside. Back to Elo. Cleveland needs to get a shot off here. And Cleveland with another turnover here.
Substitution for your Cavaliers, Steve Kerr.
Jordan against Elo. Takes the 13-footer. And the Bulls tack on 2 more.
And he has been dialed in since the tip with his shot. Great output from him so far.
Tipped away. Jordan with the steal. And through the first half, a pretty lopsided affair.
With the score.
It's Chicago just dominating this one. We'll see you back here after the break for third quarter basketball. All right, here we go. The second half start from Northeast Ohio with Mike Fratello, Clark Kellogg, and D.A. This is Kevin Harlan. It's the Cavs and Bulls, a huge game in the Eastern Conference playoff picture. And here's Price. He brings it up for the Cleveland Cavaliers. Thus far, another monster game for Michael Jordan against Cleveland. You know, Mike, he just owns the Cavaliers, doesn't he?
Well, the newspaper editor didn't do Cleveland any favors by running that article. Jordan making a point tonight. No one can guard me.
Very clear. Price is out there with Elo. Then it's Nance. Then there's Doherty. And it's Bennett in at the 3. They're the group for Lenny Wilkens starting the second half. Paxson against Price. Paxson with the steal. And now here's Jordan pushing it up and no one back there.
Michael Jordan.
What a show by Jordan. 60 points. Approaching a season high 61 and 3 away from his career high. Here is Price. Pass to Doherty. About 1 minute played here in the second half. Poked away. And looking at Cleveland's three-point numbers, Clark, they're down compared to what they normally do. A regular season record. Michael Jordan has 62. Now just 1 away from his career high. Well, Coach, you look at all the turnovers. What a way to drive your coach crazy. I know it would drive you crazy, wouldn't it?
Yeah, your game plan means nothing if your players can't execute it.
And Grant sends it back.
Great defense from the big man there. Grant
a new career high for Michael Jordan. 64 points.
Coming out of halftime, they're on an absolute tear.
And I don't know what was said in that locker room, but it's working.
Price outside. The pass to Nance. Shoots over Grant. Nance, no good. And here are the Bulls now. Good momentum, 8 straight points. Here's Jordan. Jordan continues to elevate his personal best. Now 66 points in the game. Coach, they're ice cold on the offensive end.
Well, something has to change.
Doherty with the screen on Paxson.
It is great to see Brad Doherty out there.
Michael Jordan has stacked up 68 points.
They're not just on fire. Nothing is getting in their way on offense.
It's practically supernatural. The defense is trying everything.
Price outside. Pass to Doherty. Back to Price. Clock at 6. The dish now to Nance. The Cavaliers again can't hit. And the great Brad Doherty, an all-star the previous 2 seasons for the Cleveland Cavaliers.
Yeah, he's the #1 overall pick back in 1986, and he certainly has lived up to the billing of being a franchise center. He's a double-double machine, highly efficient, very skilled, and still working his way back to that all-star level.
Clark, you were a double-double machine, about 19 points a game, and just a hair under 10 rebounds a game.
Yeah, I found my way into that category the short time that I played, Kevin.
Offensive rebound to the middle. Another shot. The shot's good on the assist by Pippen. Jordan's got 16 here in the second half.
It's basically been all him. I mean, he's scored most of the points himself.
Michael Jordan won the MVP in 1988, finished second in voting last year to Magic Johnson. I think he's in the conversation again. MJ leads the league in scoring. The Bulls with the second best record in the East.
Hits from the high post.
Michael Jordan.
They continue to keep the pedal to the metal, pushing the pace and finding early offense.
That's been a major factor, keeping the pedal to the metal.
And here we go again. The Bulls in transition. Up the court they go. Top of the key. And he sinks that one in the back of the rim on the way in.
He's having a nice night tonight. The option for this team so far.
Hey, Clark, in the MVP race, it feels like it's Magic Johnson against Michael Jordan. What do you think?
I agree. And you take a look at Magic. He's your pick if passing is what you favor. Over 11 assists per game. Johnson's Lakers have the NBA's best record as well, 51-17. MJ clearly has the scoring edge, 33 points a game. Plus, he's a first-team all-defense guy. I think it's another hard choice for the voters.
Well, you and I vote it is going to be difficult.
Hard, no question.
And here's Price. Dishes to Bennett. Paxson against Elo. Passes it to Doherty. Shoots over Cartwright. Doherty, no luck. So, Mike Fratello, this Cavs-Bulls matchup, it has really turned into a terrific rivalry.
Well, the Bulls keep knocking the Cavs out in the playoffs. Division rivals play each other 6 times during the regular season, so they see each other a ton.
Very good point. And here's the fast break. Jordan leading the way. It's Chicago with another bucket.
They are really in control on both ends of the floor right now, forcing turnovers and finding easy points, while the other guys are struggling to maintain pace.
Pass to Bennett. And here we go. The Bulls fast break. The pull-up. Again, Chicago.
Forcing a turnover and then capitalizing on it. Textbook transition play there.
And hustling in the midcourt to stay out ahead of the defense.
And at the end of the third quarter, a huge lead in this one may already have been decided. The Bulls on top, opening up a huge gap. And we'll be back with you right after this. All right, we've made it to the fourth quarter. Kevin, Mike, Clark, and D.A. with you. Yet another matchup between the Cavs and the Bulls. These two know each other so well. Here's Paxson.
Well, when you talk about Craig Elo, what a story this guy is. Was cut from the NBA, playing in a minor professional league, got a 10-day contract with Cleveland 3 years ago to replace Mark Price, who had appendicitis. Elo has stuck since then in the league.
So with Pippen sitting on the bench, this is Phil Jackson's lineup. They've got Michael Jordan. Purdue is out there with King. That's John Paxson, and it's Davis in at the 3, the small forward. Kerr, the pass to Hardy. Shot clock at 5. Cleveland moving the ball around. Puts up a 3. Kerr can't hit. And for Elo, making it in the NBA, Clark, he just got rewarded.
And really cool to see. I mean, recently signing a new big contract. He's a fantastic three-point shooter, and he's one of the better defenders at the 2-guard spot in the league. And he's got a really good work ethic and sets a great example for his teammates.
Well said. Then at the pass to Rollins. Poked loose. Well, we've been tracking the scoring of Michael Jordan. And, Coach, no surprise, he has been dynamite.
Did they have to run that story today about Elo guarding Jordan? I think the article poked the bear, as if Jordan needed anything else to motivate him.
Isn't that the truth? My goodness. Brown feeling it out a bit. Here's the lob to the hoop. In the corner, it's Jordan. Gets the three-pointer to fall.
What a power surge by these guys. They can't miss.
Literally, what a stretch.
Coach Fratello, a basket here would be huge.
They need to break up this run.
Davis with it. Now defended by Bennett. Pull-up jumper. And Jordan gets it to go on the assist by Davis. Clark, the Bulls have done a great job against the Cavs' three-point shooting game. Nice D from Chicago.
Well, I think it starts with Michael Jordan. I mean, he's a former Defensive Player of the Year. Plus, you add Scottie Pippen, excellent defensively in his own right. And that duo can turn your water off with their perimeter defense.
Yes, they can. Just over 2.5 minutes played now here in the final quarter of regulation. Now here's Hardy. 6 to shoot. Up top, Bennett. This one for 3. The rebound by Paxson.
And to me, they appear desperate to stop this cold streak right now. So far, nothing is working.
You can see the frustration is mounting, and because of this, their offense has been sputtering.
He gets that one.
Michael Jordan.
Down the stretch, when you need buckets, go to the guy who's gotten you this far.
Yeah, he's been relentless.
Here's Hardy. A look at the clock, a little under 3.5 minutes gone here in the fourth. There's the pass to Rollins. Michael Jordan again.
The big man, Purdue, possesses a good feel for when to give it up.
And Mike, they've been careless with the ball tonight. That's hurt them.
Lack of focus, lack of discipline. They're better than this.
Pass to Brown. Passes it to Kerr. 5 to shoot. From deep three-point range. And there's the shot clock violation. Couldn't get the shot off in time. And we have to take another glance at that powerful rejection.
You know, that's about as good a defensive play as you're going to see. Instant reaction to get a hand on the shot. Beautifully done.
Cavaliers making a switch here. Elo's checked in. And the Bulls making a change here as well. B.J. Armstrong's checked in for John Paxson. And it's Davis with the ball for Chicago.
2 minutes.
Here in the fourth quarter, their defense has been very strong, allowing no baskets. Outside for Jordan. The tray. Rollins grabs the board.
Well, some nights the shots just don't fall. Ask him.
Inside. It's stolen by Davis. Shoots from the line. Good on the bucket.
Showing just how dominant he can be. He's just carrying this offense right now.
Mike, they've had no answers for how to slow this team down.
Their offense hasn't been great either. It's been brutal for them.
Round with it. Elo outside. 6 on the shot clock. To the middle. Shoots a fader. Shot by Bennett, no good. Now Jordan. There's 57 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Tries again. Oh, and that one had the right spin on it, and it is good.
Purdue.
Nothing like setting someone up. Feels better than making a shot. To me, at least.
Pass to Bennett. Brown against King. The pass to Elo. The Cavaliers again can't hit. Jordan with it. Picked up by Brown. Count it.
And with this last run, they have shut the door on any chance of a comeback.
Shut the door, turned off the lights, and locked it up. Fantastic run for them to end the game.
Pass to Brown. Elo outside. Down low. Here's Bennett. And that one is good.
Winston Bennett.
And the Bulls with another win over Cleveland. Coach Chicago is 4-0 against the Cavs this season.
They've got one more meeting in 2 weeks to finish the season series. But guys, this is total domination by Chicago.
And Clark, tonight, a Bulls win and a brutal loss for the Cavs in this playoff race.
Definitely, Kevin. I mean, they're a full game out now. Still, Cleveland does have 13 games left, and the Bulls, they solidify their spot as the 2 seed.
It appears they have. Clark Kellogg, Mike Fratello, and David Aldridge, and the rest of our 2K team. This is Kevin Harlan signing off. We'll see you next time. Have a great evening.
Michael Jordan's flair, charisma, control, understanding the game. Nobody can do that. He was so graceful with the basketball, and he would change gears on you and change direction really, really quick. It's just amazing, man. If you see it, in person, it's like, we're like, oh, we start a fast break, somebody's gonna get dunked on, and it's gonna be Michael dunking on somebody. In the 1990 Eastern Conference Finals, I think the Bulls was really getting to figure us out. Joe Dumars used to guard him first because that's the beginning of the game. Then once he got out the game, I had to go guard him. I don't think anybody else could have guarded him. John Sally, Rick Mahorn, Bill Lambier, no. Whenever he got the ball, I'm pretty much like nose to nose with him because I didn't want him to do anything to embarrass me. I'm named the Jordan rule. If he goes to the hole, put him on the ground. If you see some of those clips, you'll see that we just hit him every time he goes to the basket. And he's always on the ground, like in pain. But he always gets back up. He learned after a while, man, that he just took control from there. I think people really saw one of the best performances in the NBA when Michael played against us. And we didn't let anyone do that against us. But almost put 50 on us quick. Check his resume out. It's awesome. It's like, wow, this guy is amazing.
The L traversing away from the iconic Chicago skyline and the Sears Tower. It's our backdrop for postseason basketball. It's the Eastern Conference Final, Game 3 between the Pistons and the Bulls. Hi, everyone. Kevin Harlan, joined by Coach Mike Fratello and Clark Kellogg. Mike, the Pistons hold a 2-0 lead in the series, but now it has shifted back here to Chicago.
And the Bulls need to get a win here at home. They can't fall back 3 games if they want to have any shot of upsetting the defending champs.
And the Pistons have looked the part of a champion so far. Clark, they've done a great job slowing down the great Michael Jordan.
Kevin, I could not agree with you more. And if the Bulls are going to have a chance to win, I think they've got to get Michael Jordan involved early in the shot clock. He's the centerpiece of their offense, and this team is only going to go as far as he takes them.
Here now, a look at the starting 5 for the Pistons. It's Thomas and Dumars in the backcourt. Rodman and Lambier, the fearsome frontcourt pair. And in the middle, James Edwards. Looking at the starting 5 for the Bulls. Paxson runs the point. Grant and Cartwright play in the post at the 4 and 5. And on the wings, it's the dynamic duo of Jordan and Pippen.
And the Pistons defense, so physical. You know you'll get bumped and banged up against them. They are both intimidating and effective.
And Jordan slams it home.
Michael Jordan, MJ. It really doesn't get much better than this.
It's tipped. They get the rebound. Cartwright the pass to Jordan. That's in. He's got 2 made now, and he's shooting 2 for 3.
Boy, I like seeing him attacking like this early on, going right to the rack.
Hunting for high percentage looks is a great way to get your game started.
Lambier with a screen on Jordan. Thomas against Paxson. Shot clock at 6. Outside Dumars. Misses the 3, and he used the pump fake well there, but he couldn't capitalize. And Clark with the Pistons and their defense, they've also imposed what they call the Jordan rules. What is that?
Well, I tell you, it's 10 eyes on Jordan at all times, sending doubles, triples, and traps at Jordan whenever he has the ball, Kevin. And they know he's the key to the Bulls' offense, so they're really trying to cut him down with a lot of bodies and a lot of physicality. And so far, through the first 2 games, it's worked.
That's a good explanation. And Detroit has possession. After Chicago picking up a basket just moments ago. Here's Dumars. Chicago grabs the miss. And Clark, Isaiah Thomas, just 8 points in game 1, and then he had 10 points in game 2. He wants to get it going tonight. You can just feel it.
Absolutely, and you figure Zeke will have to be better than that. I mean, he's too good of a player to put up numbers like that all series long.
Yeah, I agree. Here's Lambier. The Bulls getting the bucket. Back to Dumars. to the paint. And they get it. And they turn over the 24-second buzzer, signaling the shot clock violation.
More pressure from the Bulls D has forced some mistakes from Detroit's offense. I like the game plan. Stick with it and take advantage of those extra possessions.
Quick start for the Bulls in this one. Here's Jordan. And it's Jordan with the jam.
Boy, they didn't waste any time, did they? They got going right away.
They obviously had a plan coming in, and they put it to good use.
And now the first timeout called here for Detroit. Things just haven't come together, Mike, for them in these last couple possessions.
I think they need to slow down and wait for the right shot, a high percentage shot.
You know, this Pistons team is so strong and focused on the road. I don't think the crowd in Chicago is going to be any problem at all for them.
And the Pistons with the second best road record in the league. A team full of veterans, they have plenty of composure to spare in this series.
And there's a steely determination about this Chicago Bulls team. And with more on that, let's go across the way to our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
Thanks very much. Michael Jordan has been silent with the media this week, but not with his teammates. Craig Hodges says that Michael talked to them. Nothing motivational, just normal. But the Bulls coaches had a different demeanor. They want to stop the early stop them early in transition, and want more offensive rebounding. Guys?
Thank you, David. More than 19,000 fans in this arena await the fate, Mike, of Chicago.
Detroit has come into this building and won 9 of the last 11. That's making a pretty good statement, especially in a place like Chicago where it's tough to win.
Big statement, you're right. Mike, the Bulls have had some turnover problems in this series, and that is something they're going to have to avoid here.
Without question, 19 turnovers for them last game. You know the Pistons bring the pressure. Bulls have to minimize unforced errors.
Especially at this stage of the season in big games like this. Here's Thomas, following the basket by Michael Jordan. And Grant sends it back.
Great defense from the big man there. Grant positioning himself perfectly to get the block.
Wasted no time on that one. Jordan's got 14 points.
Nice work, and they are getting it done at both ends.
And building on this lead. They played a pretty complete game.
Mike Fratello, Michael Jordan, through the first 2 games has been solid. But we know he is capable of more.
Just 20 points for him last game. I would imagine he does everything in his power to put up bigger numbers than that tonight.
This could be an all-timer. 2 on the clock. Here's Thomas. And the Bulls ratcheting up the defense a little tighter now. Pass to Cartwright. And the jam by Bill Cartwright.
Going inside with purpose and on a mission. Making it happen in tight.
Yeah, the intensity is outstanding, and high percentage looks are a great way to build a lead.
Now, here's Thomas. He's gotten some minutes, but nothing on the board yet. Dumars with it. Now defended by Grant. And here we go. Fast break. Jordan's got it. Yep, that one goes.
Right from the start, they set the tone and were the more dominant team.
I love how they've looked right from the tip. Doing an amazing job building this lead.
Timeout called the Pistons. Chicago making some changes. Neely's checked in for Grant. Armstrong subbed in for John Paxson. And Detroit with a change here, too. Aguirre's checked in. Lambeer dishes to Edwards. Outside Thomas. Pass to Dumars. Detroit, no good that time either.
And the Bulls seemingly over their injury issues now. Paxson's ankle and Jordan's hip are looking close to 100%.
And you know, Mike, it was obvious how those injuries impacted the Bulls early on. In games 1 and 2, their backcourt was just not at full strength. You know, once Jordan makes his move to the basket, he has no intention of stopping, which makes it hard to slow his progress.
Thomas deciding where to go with it. Edwards passes to Dumars. Outside Thomas. Lambeer with a screen on Armstrong. 4 on the shot clock. 2-second difference between shot clock and game clock. And here we go. And it's good. Assisting on the play was Jordan.
Yeah, and Jordan sees the floor so nicely. I mean, one of his guys has a clean look. He gets the ball to him in whip-like fashion.
Now, here's Thomas. He's been quiet so far. Still no points in the game. Got a piece of it. And a wide-open look for Jordan. And the last shot before the buzzer is off at the end of the first quarter. And what a blowout already in this one. It's the Bulls just dominating this one. And we'll be back shortly for the start of the second quarter. Welcome back, everyone, to Game 3 of the Eastern Conference Finals here in Chicago.
And early in this series, the Pistons have had a big bench advantage. A lot of points chipped in from the second unit. It's a problem for the Bulls.
Pippen is out there with Neely. And it's Michael Jordan. There's B.J. Armstrong. And it's Cartwright in at the 5 spot.
That's the Bulls 5 as we get into the second quarter. So it's Detroit now. Outside Edwards. To the inside. Outside Lambier. 5 on the clock. Here's Jordan. And the bucket is good. 3-point play chance here for him.
You have to finish plays like that. Can't look for the whistle against Detroit.
First personal foul.
Hey, Clark, remember in game 1, the Bulls only managed 12 points from their bench.
But they did get it going in game 2, Kevin, but so did the Pistons. I think the Pistons have a deeper and more battle-tested bench. Somebody on Chicago's side is going to have to really step up.
Looking at who's out there now for the Pistons. Sally comes in for Lambier, and it's Johnson in for Dumars. Free throw good, Jordan.
We all know about Michael's offensive prowess, okay? But he's incredible defensively as well. He works hard at that end, and that's rare for a star.
Mike Jordan is coming out of the gate hot, as we can see, shaking off that last 20-point performance.
And this was one of the more predictable things to happen. Jordan is just too competitive and driven to not come out strong after last game.
We knew it was going to happen. Johnson can't hit. And so Jordan will bring it up for the Bulls. They haven't allowed any points in the second quarter.
Tremendous strength there from Jordan. Knows he's going to get hacked inside, finishes through it.
Now a timeout called by Detroit. Their biggest problem so far, taking care of the ball.
Yes, exactly right, Kevin. I mean, they've made some outstanding plays, but way too many turnovers as well.
Looking at the Pistons, you have to appreciate their approach. They play to their strengths and keep a very level head throughout the game.
And here are the Bulls now. Tries it from 19, and there's Michael Jordan, the assist by Cartwright. Jordan's got 25 points.
Firing on all cylinders right now. Jordan is showing no mercy and getting any shot he wants.
And with the Pistons' approach, Clark, it's almost methodical how they go about things.
Kevin, it's not only methodical, it is maniacal and physical. And that's what being a champion does to you. This team knows they're great. They feel if they play their game, nobody can beat them physically, but more importantly, emotionally and mentally.
So confident. And for a word about the Pistons' second unit, we send it to David Alden.
Thank you, Kevin. Now, typically the Pistons only play 8 guys, but they may go 12 deep now. Scott Hastings has started something called the Bench Bandits in Detroit. they wear rubber bands on their left wrists. And if one of those last 4 guys isn't paying attention, they snap it. It's kind of a painful way to stay focused. Guys, back to you.
It seems that way. Something's working, though. Mike, in the first 2 games, Pistons bench outscored the Bulls bench by 30 points.
That's a whopping margin. It's been no contest. A major storyline in this series.
Agreed.
Take a look at this Pistons offense, and they run an awful lot of pick-and-roll action effectively because they're an excellent passing team, and they work really well together.
And a look at the 2 stars of these teams.
Oh, my goodness. Watch out below. Doesn't get any easier for Jordan. Terrific at exploiting the defense in transition.
Outside Thomas. Outside Edwards. Fires from 14. McGuire, no good. Well, the Bulls have done a much better job, Clark, limiting turnovers in this game.
And it seems like they've made a concentrated effort to be more careful, to squeeze that orange a little bit better. You can see the change compared to the last game.
And the Pistons with possession here. The Bulls getting their last shot to go. Sally with a screen on Armstrong. Knocked loose. And now here's Jordan pushing it up and no one back there.
They can't miss on an absolute tear.
This is a thing of beauty. Perfect offensive basketball.
Jordan against Johnson. Now the pass to Thomas. Nice ball movement by Detroit. Stolen by Pippen. And here we go. The Bulls running again. And it's Jordan with the jam.
Yeah, Pippen, a fantastic defender, and knows when to pounce on passing lanes to come up with the steals. Watch out.
Once again, Thomas struggling, Clark, to find any rhythm on offense.
And I'm wondering, Kevin, if it's the Bulls' defense or something else. He's had a tough time getting his shot to fall.
Horace Grant, he's checked in for Chicago. Paxson comes in for Armstrong. Then for the Pistons, Lambier's checked in for Sally, and it's Dumars in for Johnson. Grant against Lambier. Edwards a screen on Grant. Lock at 6. The Pistons need to get off a shot here. Here's Dumars. And again, it's the Pistons missing.
Tell you what, you can feel their frustration underneath the surface. It's actually palpable with all these misses.
They're trying to shake it off, but every time they come up short, the panic starts to set in.
You know, you can feel they're starting to take control of this one. You just get the sense they've got their hands on the steering wheel nice and tight.
And their play on the offensive end, it's the biggest reason they're winning. Here's
Thomas. After the Bulls picking up a basket just moments ago. Pass to Edwards. To the wing on the left. Here's Aguirre. Off the mark, and the drop continues.
Boy, he knows he should have knocked that one down, especially with the defense not giving much of an effort.
That one goes in. Jordan's got 41.
Inside, Jordan runs into some good coverage, but he keeps his cool, finds a way to beat it.
They want to break this scoring drought, Mike.
Well, they've had a lid over the basket for a while now.
Indeed. And slam dunk by Jordan.
And I think that play tells you everything you need to know. They're simply playing at a higher level, getting a steal and turning it into quick points.
Outside Thomas. Beyond the arc. So not much success for Thomas against the Bulls yet in this series. And through one half, it hasn't even been close. It's the Bulls delivering the blowout. And we'll be back right after halftime to get the third quarter underway. Welcome, everyone, back to Chicago. It's the Bulls and Pistons in an Eastern Conference Finals showdown. And it's Thomas with the ball. He brings it up for the Pistons.
One thing the Bulls need to make sure they do is attack the rim. They settled for way too many outside looks the first few games. You need to test the Pistons inside.
And on the floor for Emmanuel Barnett starting the second half. Lane Beer is out there with Dennis Rodman. Then there's Edwards. Then there's Dumars. And it's Thomas in at the point guard position. The Pistons on offense. Outside Thomas. To the middle, 6 to shoot. And good that time. Rodman's got his first 2 points. Pippen in particular, Clark, shied away from driving early in this series, it seemed.
Well, Kevin, the Bulls know the Pistons are going to touch them up, be physical with them when they drive the ball. But they need to get over that and go with reckless abandon and strength to the basket. Settling for outside shots is not going to win them this series.
Here's Thomas. Following the basket by Michael Jordan. Pass to Dumars. Outside, Lambier. Edwards with it. He's guarded by Cartwright. Edwards can't hit. Clark, how about the unselfishness of this team?
Love the willingness to make that extra pass, and it has the defense in a scramble mode.
One of the many things Jordan does well. Keep his body under control.
And, you know, these teams met 5 times during the regular season, and the Pistons won 4 of those meetings. That has to be a factor in the back of the minds of the Chicago Bulls.
Now, here's Rodman. Lambier passes to Dumars. Near the three-point line, it's Thomas. Rebound, Grant. It's been a one-sided affair for sure.
It is obvious and clear who the better team is.
A testament to his superior strength. I like watching Jordan muscle through contact and finish.
If you look back to the prior year, Mike Fratello, the Pistons won all 6 regular season games and the Eastern Conference Finals against the Bulls.
It's a budding rivalry. The Pistons aren't intimidated by Jordan. Feels like these teams have been in each other's way the last few years.
Which makes for a great rivalry. Now here's Thomas. Always going up for the alley-oop here. Pippen with the steal. And here we go. Jordan going to the hoop. And slam dunk by Jordan. And Jordan Mike continues to get things to fall. What a show he is putting on tonight.
You can see the fire in Jordan's eyes. He's on a mission to make a statement this game.
Detroit with the ball. The Bulls getting the bucket. Outside Thomas. And the officials calling for a 3-second violation. And the Bulls making a change here. Neely's checked in. And Detroit with a change here too. Sally, he's checked in for Edwards. Here's Chicago. Big run right now going for him, 11-2. Here's Jordan, and they cash in right away with a quick shot. Jordan's got 56 points in the game. Hodges against Thomas. Passes it to Sally. Back to Thomas. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Goes up on the high post. And it's Jordan with the rebound. Jordan's got rebound number 8 now on the night.
And regardless of how this series goes, what a successful year it's been for Chicago. 55 wins, the second most in franchise history.
Now, here's Thomas. Following the miss by Michael Jordan. And it's a defensive 3-second violation. Hey, Clark, no matter how this series shakes out, you feel the Bulls are poised for something bigger in the future.
Clearly, Kevin, the foundation is laid. They've got a star and a really good core group. I think it's just a matter of growing this group together, maturing, becoming more confident and physical, and you could see them competing for a title in the very near future.
We've seen this process before. It takes time, sometimes, for teams to get by a tough opponent.
Great point, Kevin, and there's no denying it. You don't see teams become championship teams overnight. There's a seasoning and a journey that's required to become champion. Nothing wrong with the mid-range J to keep padding to the lead.
And they gave him a bit too much space on that chance. They need to tighten up the D.
Now, here's Thomas. Up top, Lambier. It's Dumars on the wing. Lambier kicks to Thomas. And he makes good on the layup. Thomas got his second bucket.
And Thomas's basketball IQ shines in these screen and rolls. Clever at exploiting the defense.
In the second half now, and Mike, as we can see, Jordan continues to lead the way.
And you can't help but be impressed by the show Jordan is putting on. There is no way for them to slow down or contain his airness.
He's been wonderful. Here's Dumars after the made shot from Michael Jordan. Dumars kicks to Thomas. Outside Dumars. Shot from free throw range. Rebound by the Bulls.
And he can't let that miss eat at him. You just got to come right back and take it again.
Down it goes!
Take that rack down!
Slam!
Enjoying this big lead, and right now they look unstoppable on offense.
Everything is going exactly how their coach drew it up. Top to bottom, this is the pinnacle of execution.
Now here's Thomas, stolen away. Jordan with it. Now Thomas defending. And slam dunk by Jordan.
Turning good defense into some really good offense. Hodges snatches the ball to spark the fast break.
There's 39 seconds left in the third. It's Thomas on the wing. He's guarded by Hodges. Lambier with a screen on Hodges. Thomas passes it to Lambier. King with the block. In transition, here come the Bulls. Jordan with the ball.
MJ showing us all how it's done.
Defensive foul. John Sally.
It's gone 2 for 2 at the line so far. So both teams making some changes here.
At the line for your Bulls, Michael Jordan. Shooting one.
Free throw good, Jordan. Here is Aguirre. No points in the game yet for him. Got it off in time.
Amongst the best defenders in the game, Scottie Pippen in great position there. Change that.
The 3 quarters of play all in the books. And this one all but over already. It's Chicago running away with it. And when we return, we'll get the 4th quarter rolling right here on 2K Sports. Here we go, the 4th quarter on the way in this crucial Game 3 in the Eastern Conference Final. Now the Bulls with it.
And you look at the coaches in this matchup. Obviously, the Pistons have a legend on their bench who has won a title. But the Bulls have shown well under Coach Jackson.
So with Pippen sitting on the bench, this is Phil Jackson's lineup. They've got Purdue. King is out there with Michael Jordan. Then there's Armstrong. And it's Hodges. And at the 2-guard spot, Purdue with the ball. And it's Johnson picking him up. Hodges, that's good. And Coach Phil Jackson in his first full year with the Bulls.
And you know, Kevin Jackson has changed the offensive approach for this team. He was an assistant before with the Bulls, so he understands their personnel. Seems like a really good fit so far into his tenure.
Yeah, he was an assistant under Doug Collins.
Yep.
Here's Johnson. The Bulls getting the bucket. 6 on the shot clock. It's all in by the Bulls. Jordan's got rebound number 10 tonight with that last one. Mike Fratello, what a gigantic night for Michael Jordan against these Detroit Pistons.
First game of the series at home, you knew this would be Michael's time to shine. What a memorable performance from an elite player.
Against these bad boys from Detroit. Here's Bedford.
Following the basket by Michael Jordan. And that's out of bounds. Detroit will retain possession.
Detroit ball.
First minute and a half of basketball played here in the fourth quarter. They set the pick. Clock at 4. Got a piece of it. With the shot. The Bulls keep it alive. With the drive. And Jordan slams it home.
And this is why you just can't give Jordan a running start. I mean, once he has that, the launch pad is set, and he's going to ecstasy right through the air and on top of your head.
And Detroit has possession. The Bulls getting the bucket. Oh, and the jam by Jordan.
I can't believe what I just saw. What did I just see? Oh, my.
I don't know, but it was something special, and I cannot get it out of my brain.
You don't see many in-game dunks that look like that.
And the Bulls ahead in this one, Clark. They've minimized mistakes, and they have the lead to show for it.
Exactly, and, you know, sometimes it's really simple. Take care of the ball, get good shots, and usually good things happen.
A shot by Johnson, no good.
Boy, they got lucky on that one.
Yeah, he's an incredible three-point shooter. So you are ecstatic anytime it doesn't go in.
Great play that time, finishing at the rack.
Always nice to be handed 2 points.
So it's Detroit now. Looking to get on the board here in the fourth still. And then slammed in by Jordan.
Turning defense into offense.
Yep, he had no doubt, did he, Clark? He was going to take it all the way.
Love the activity defensively, leading to points.
Now, here's Johnson. The pass to Henderson. Here's Bedford. He's guarded by Purdue.
The 7-footer will produce, saying, no, no, no.
And then slammed in by Jordan.
Amazing that he could come up with that move.
Wasn't that tremendous? The creativity is off the charts. Clark, that's next level stuff.
And has to be upsetting for the defense. He's kind of showing them up there.
And stolen by Jordan. Driving. With authority.
Big time throwdown. He's got that ball on a string. Jordan using his smooth handles to get that bucket.
Now Johnson. Henderson finds Johnson. Here's Bedford. Shot clock at 5. Poked away. Sally passes to Rodman. The offensive rebound. An easy 2 points on the layup.
In terms of rebounding, Rodman is elite. He fights hard to get the offensive board and send it back.
Throws it up high. The shot, no good. Now the Pistons take it the other way. Coach, a tough stretch for this offense.
I'd say they need to get back to what they do best. Right now, that's a question mark.
A big question mark.
Making his living around the hoop, Dennis Rodman.
And the Bulls with possession. They're on an 18-4 run right now. Count it, good.
Looking to stretch this lead out even further, going right after his shot.
And the defense continues to not be up to the challenge.
Fires from 18. And yes, it's good.
An effective score from the in-between area of the court. Jordan doing his thing.
And so it's Johnson who brings the ball up for the Detroit Pistons. Here's Jordan. And then slammed in by Jordan.
Whoa, oh, man, what a slam.
He's showing off, isn't he? That's just a show-off move right there.
More than a little bit. He was going for the highlight reel dunk.
Sally kicks to Johnson. Right wing. Rodman looking it over. Clock at 6. Henderson finds Rodman. Johnson for 3. Got a piece of it. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Pistons will retain possession. A sensational block that definitely deserves another look.
Those kinds of plays are the ones that get you on the lead and help keep you in front.
John Paxson, he's checked in for Chicago. Edwards, he's checked in for Detroit. There's 49 seconds left to play here in the fourth. Aguirre's checked in for the Pistons.
Substitution. Mark Aguirre.
There's 49 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Jordan can't get it to go.
Really good position defensively and a really good shot contest, too.
Couldn't have played it any better.
It's basically been all him. I mean, he scored most of the points himself.
And here are the Pistons now. They double-team Johnson. Inside. Purdue against Aguirre. Back to Johnson. Just 5 to shoot. To halt the run. It's blocked. And they're able to recover. And there's the shot clock violation. Couldn't get the shot off in time. Here's Paxson. Pass to Hodges. And here is Jordan. Aguirre covering. Goes up on the wing. And off the front iron. And in it goes.
And, you know, the ability to knock down the mid-range shot can be an equalizer against bigger defenders.
Absolutely. Draw them away from the rim where their size becomes a hindrance.
Like in a game they needed to win so badly, Michael Jordan and the Bulls get the win. What a tremendous effort from Chicago.
Series now moves to 2-1, and the Bulls are very much in it. This team showed a lot of mettle fighting for the looks they got and converted when they needed to.
And for the Pistons, Clark, they'll be feeling the pressure in Game 4 for sure.
As they should. They don't want to let this series get tied up. Nobody wants to deal with the 3-game series against Michael Jordan. I'd expect them to bring it for Game 4.
I would too. For our reporter David Aldridge, along with Clark Kellogg and Mike Fratello, this is Kevin Harlan. Thank you for watching tonight's game. So long, everyone.